Hi everyone. For this week's presentation, I wanted to delve a little bit deeper into digital privacy. I was inspired by this topic with everything that's going on with the data breaches with Experian and then everything that's going on with Google. And so I felt that digital privacy was actually fitting for this particular time that we are in. And so the purpose of this presentation is I'm going to talk to you guys about what digital privacy is. And then I'm actually going to give you guys 5 ways on how to better protect your digital privacy. Through the research, I found this to be very useful, and these are actually steps that I'm going to be taking, moving forward into better protecting my privacy. So, digital privacy is just the protection of information of private citizens. That means you or I who use digital mediums. And what a digital medium is, it's just a physical way of storing information. It literally can hold data, graphics, audio, or video. And whether you're using digital mediums for personal, professional use, we're actually leaving digital footprints. And so for an example, if you are browsing the internet to either shop or you're researching information, anything like that, what's happening is your information and your internet usage habits are actually being logged and stored. And so companies like Google are collecting all of your data and what you're doing on the internet, and they're actually selling this information to other companies for money. And so if you guys have seen when your spam folder is at like 2,000 at 2,000 emails, it's all because of spam, and it's because your data is constantly being stored and it's being shot out to all of these companies, and they have your information and they're just flooding you with all of this information. And one thing that I wanted to give you guys that I did not put in this presentation, but I did learn through this module, is using secret search engines. The main one that I found to be extremely useful was Yippee.com. And so using a secret search engine like Yippee.com protects your information because they are all about protecting your data, and they're not using cookies to store your location, and nor do they ask you for those things. And so it's actually pretty good because they're not tracking what it is that you're doing as long as you're using the search engine through Yippee.com. And so I hope that helps you guys, because I know that was something I learned and it definitely helped me. And so let's dig into the first step of protecting your digital privacy. The first step is to update your device. So you always want to make sure that the software on your computers and your mobile devices are always up to date. This helps manufacturers patch and fix any issues that are going on with your software. And an example that I thought was very interesting was Apple released a patch for a bug that allowed eavesdropping on FaceTime conversations. Crazy, right? So anytime that and I'm an Apple user, and so anytime that there are bugs that are associated with the phone or itself, I love that Apple sends an update to your phone because it lets you know, hey, update your phone. These are some of the bugs that we ran into, and we want to make sure that your phone is running on 100%. So I think that's pretty awesome. So always make sure that your device is updated. Another thing to consider is that after you've updated your software, you always want to double check to make sure that your privacy settings did not change. If for whatever reason they got reset, go ahead and go in there and then reset your privacy settings to how you had it prior to the update. And then it's also good that every 1 to 2 months, you want to do a routine check just in case automatic updates are not available on your computer, desktop computer, laptop, or your phone. And so that will help as well. The next step is to use a 2-factor authentication. I find this to be extremely helpful. And what this is you might have experienced it when you're logging into a website and you have an account with them, and then after you've typed in your password, and then they ask, for your a one-time code to be sent to you either through text, call, or email. I find this to be really helpful because this just adds another layer of security other than just typing in your password, because anyone, if for whatever reason someone got access to your password, they can log into your accounts. But this 2-factor authentication, like I said, adds that second layer, and that second layer is very personable. So in order to get that one-time code, it has to be sent directly to you via text or call and or email. And so I think that's very useful. To set this up, all major online services offer this option. Not everyone uses it. And so if this is something that you feel like you want to do, but you don't know if, the websites that you're using offer this, or the account that you have set up with them are using this, what you can do is just simply Google search two-factor authentication, and then the Boolean tool quotation marks, and then the name of the company that you want to know offers this information. So for example here, if you want to set this up for your bank, you would type in your Google search bar, whatever search engine that you're using, two-factor authentication, quotation mark, Chase, or Wells Fargo, or Bank of America. And then they'll be able to put that in place so that the next time you log in, you have this two-step process. The third step here is to freeze your credit. In order to freeze your credit, you will have to contact Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, directly in order to get your credit frozen. You do have to sign up for an application to do that, but it's a very simple process, and they can do that for you ASAP. The benefits of freezing your credit, it is a little bit time consuming, but the benefits of this is that it prevents most lenders from accessing your credit history. So for an example is, I get tons of mail from all of these different companies, and they wanted me to sign up for their credit card, or they're saying that I've been pre-approved for a credit loan of up to $30,000. I get flooded with that. And so apparently some company out there has my information, and they know where I live, and so they're sending all of that. And so by freezing your credit, that prevents companies from, marketing to you in that way. Of course, when you do freeze your credit and you want to unfreeze it, per se, you do just have to reach out directly to Experian, Equifax, or TransUnion and let them know that you want to lift that credit freeze, so that way you can go ahead and do what you need to do. For example, like purchase a car, and they need to credit check you, things like that. The fourth step is to install a password manager. Now, a password manager is just a virtual vault that generates and stores your password for all of your accounts. And so they will create that 15-digit password for you that has all the special characters you need, the numbers and the uppercase and the lowercase password for you. And when you log into all of your accounts, you don't even have to memorize that 15-digit password. That password manager will do it for you. And so it is free and or inexpensive, depending on which company you decide to go with. Some here that I listed for you is Dashlane, 1Password, KeePass, and LastPass. And so it is either for free, or you can pay a small fee of $2 to $5 a month. Very inexpensive, right? Especially when you, or some of us, spend at least $2 to $5 on a cup of coffee at least 3 times a day. So it's not that bad. And then if you decide to do this route, go this route, all you have to do is just log into all of your accounts, opt to change your password, and then Password Manager will do the rest. It's that simple. And then the last step here to protect your privacy is just make privacy a priority. With the world that we live in today, information just comes at us so fast, and it's so readily available to us that we live in a world of convenience. Everything is just so convenient, and so sometimes we don't stop to read the fine line or read the fine print, and we skip over these things, and we are unintentionally handing out our information. And so some things here that will help you is creating a burner email. I know that when we're online shopping, these companies are requesting to, sometimes they are requesting for you to, losing it. They want to verify your account. And so sometimes they'll ask you for your phone number or an email address. And just because these companies are asking you for this information, that doesn't mean you have to give it to them. And but I do know that some websites, they will say, hey, in order to verify that this is you, we need an email address on file. And so creating a burner email is really helpful for that, because then they can spam that email and it preserves your personal email for business purposes and for the important things, and it's not just constantly getting flooded with spam. And then you also want to make sure that when you guys are downloading apps, look at the permissions that the apps are requesting. Sometimes when you're downloading an app and it'll say, hey, in order for this app to run efficiently, we need access to your photos, or we need access to your microphone or your location. And like I said, just because they're saying that, it doesn't mean that you have to grant them permission, especially if you feel like you're downloading an app and there's no way that they need your photos in order to run smoothly. So just simply deny them that access. And then the last thing here is raise concern in online surveys. Anytime you're conducting business with companies or when you're shopping, I use that example a lot because it happens there. They always send you an online survey of, hey, how are we doing? I want to let you guys know that companies take this information, all this feedback that you guys put in there, very seriously. And so if you guys are raising concern, or if enough people are raising concern and letting these companies know, hey, you are requesting too much of my personal information and I just don't think that that's relevant, you know, maybe it'll change the way that these businesses do business in the future. And so don't be afraid. Use your voice and speak up. Give your valuable feedback in these online surveys because it'll help them and then in the long run help you. And so that is all I have for you guys. I hope that there are some things that you guys were able to take away from this. Like I said at the beginning of this presentation, I was able, this was an eye-opener for me. This week's module was an eye-opener for me. I learned a lot of great things. And so through extra research, I found this, and I hope that this was valuable to you. If you guys have any questions or concerns, of course, you guys can reach out to me at any time. All right, guys, you guys take care.